Greetings, comrades. Welcome to All Power to the People podcast on Grown Folks Talking, Express Yourself Internet Radio via the Huddle Team app. We meet every Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. We discuss local, national, and global events that impact the material conditions of the people and provide viable solutions. We are here to find those tired of the way their lives are socially constructed. As Panthers, we use dialectic materialism. As Dr. Huey P. Newton stated, power is the ability to define phenomena and make it act in a desired manner. From combating the housing crisis to police patrols, we are the vanguard in place to serve our communities. The purpose of this program is to highlight contradictions in the electoral process, which Western culture calls politics. Politics is the struggle for resources. Participating in America's electoral process has only taken resources from the people and handed it to the oligarchs and the professional managerial class that serve them by maintaining the status quo through coercion. We know that power lies with the people, and it is our duty to organize and educate the community so that they can fight for their own liberation. So please, join us every Sunday at 12 p.m. You can join by downloading the Huddle Team app, join online, or call in. The app and joining online is free, but if you call in, standard messaging rates may apply. Links to the show will be provided in the caption. This is General Secretary Patience of the new African Black Panther Party, NABPP North. All power to the people. A party that gardens together stays together. This is the People's Garden. We are setting up. From help of our good friend, Sergio, part of the United Panther Movement. The United Panther Movement are those who believe in our 10-point program, which is basically providing services to the community. Free breakfast program, free food program, free health clinic, pig patrols, and we have programs for the kids, after-school programs, summer camps. We do all of this because we understand the importance and the needs of the people. So we're planning the community garden. This is the garden for the people. But we need help. We need help from you guys. So join the United Panther Movement. To learn more, contact General Secretary Patience at 862-283-9917 or email patiencerow@yahoo.com. That is in PATIENCEROW@yahoo.com. To help support the work we do, please send donations to Cash App, $, I live for the people. Or
Hi, this is Sandy.
Zelle at phone number
Hi, Andy.
Hi, Patience.
Thank you for joining us.
839917. This is General Secretary Patience of the New African Black Panther Party, NAB PP North. All power to the people.
All power to the people. Can everybody hear me now? Y'all got me?
Yep.
All right. Hey, welcome, man. Welcome. Happy Sunday to everybody. My favorite day of the week. Well, I don't know. I got to split it now because we're doing the political education classes on Wednesdays at 7 o'clock. Is that right, Secretary General?
7:30.
7:30. Yeah, we're not gonna try to be long. We're gonna try to keep it as brief as possible. But we're here every Wednesday. Every Wednesday we're on Zoom. Hit up the Secretary General and she'll send you the link. And we're having our next cohort of future Panthers. Because to become one of us, you got to understand what we're doing, what we're about, what our purpose is. And we're going through, well, I think it's 12 or 13 weeks. It's 12 or 13-week course, and then you take the test. I mean, you start working in the community. I mean, to join the ranks of people that's been doing this before I was here, before I got here. I mean, but welcome to All Power to the People, Grown Folks Talking, Express Yourself. I heard Brother Nas give me a shout out on WBAI. I wanted to cut that video up and bring it up. Hey, yo, Brother Nas, I don't know if you're here right now. You here already?
I don't see him yet.
Okay, but you're not here. You always here anyway. This is your platform. But thanks for the shout out on WBAI, man. I really appreciate it. I got to do a better job of promoting this space to get more people to pull up. But thanks a lot for going on there and promoting it for us. But yeah, so look, the only purpose why we're here is to find people that want to do the work in all our communities, to transform them, to change them into what we want. That's why we're here. We're here to read and study the people that did it in the past, how did they do it, and see what we could learn from what they did. I mean, and going through history, learning these different things, it is entertaining. I'm always fascinated by the stuff that I learn. Like, it keeps me on my toes, man, because even, like, every time, like, when you think you know everything, like, something else just come up. I mean, like, so when they say nobody knows everything, that's facts. we all don't know everything. I mean, so like going through history, studying, reading. Oh, look at you. Look, let me bring it up. Look at this right here. Look at this right here. I mean, I'm going to tell you who sent me this right here. Somebody sent me a whole library. Like, they about to redo my whole library. Was it the Black Panther Party, a graphic novel history? Right here. Another one. Black Fire, the making of Black and American Fire Revolutionary Nelson Perry, written by Nelson Perry. He sent a couple of books. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. This one I'm going to start on first. I'm going to start on this one first. Virtue Hoarders, the case against the professional managerial class. Catherine Liu. Hey, yo, Andy, thank you so much for sending me these books.
Man, I know you can use them. I mean, I know you guys will do the honor by making use of them.
Yes.
They won't be sitting on a library.
Did you read this one?
That's the one, man. That's the one, right? You got in your hand. That's a eye opener.
I will give you a review next show, Andy. I will give you a review. I'm gonna try to read a book a week, man. Since you put me on, I'm gonna get back to my reading, man. I'm gonna get back to it. I mean, a book a week. But next week, I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna give you a review of this right here. But yo, thank you so much, Andy. Yo, I love books. I don't collect cards. I don't do all that goofy stuff. I love reading. I love learning. I love books. I read almost anything. But that's what this space is for us to study and learn how to change the conditions in our lives. That's
one of the old Panther who passed away told this story. Like young people came to a Panther meeting and said, well, we're ready to join, and they handed him a bunch of books, a little red book and a bunch of other things, and the kid said, I thought you were going to arm us. And the Panther said, I already did. I just did.
All power to the people. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Because the first revolution is in the mind. That's the first revolution. That's where the revolution started at. If you don't start with the mind, you jerking wreck. But this chapter, this is chapter 6. Chapter 6 is real quick. It's only 7 minutes. But it's packed with powerful information about the stuff we dealing with right now. So today, we're going to really focus. You know what? I don't want to tell you. I want it to be a surprise. But through listening to this chapter, remember, it's only 7 minutes long. Through listening to this chapter, you understand what I'm talking about. You're going to see where we're going. I'm about to start it.
Chapter 6. Imperialism and all reactionaries are paper tigers.
Pause. Can everybody hear it?
I can hear it.
All right.
Greetings, comrade.
Chapter 6. Imperialism and all reactionaries are paper tigers. All reactionaries are paper tigers. In appearance, the reactionaries are terrifying, but in reality, they are not so powerful. From a long-term point of view, it is not the reactionaries, but the people who are really powerful. Just as there is not a single thing in the world without a dual nature. This is the law of the unity of opposites. So imperialism and all reactionaries have a dual nature. They are real tigers and paper tigers at the same time. In past history, before they won state power and for some time afterwards, the slave-owning class, the feudal landlord class, and the bourgeoisie were vigorous, revolutionary, and progressive. They were real tigers. But with the lapse of time, because their opposites, the slave class, the peasant class, and the proletariat, grew in strength step by step, struggled against them more and more fiercely. These ruling classes changed step by step into the reverse, changed into reactionaries, changed into backward people, changed into paper tigers. And eventually they were overthrown, or will be overthrown.
Let's go through some definitions real quick. The first definition we should go through is what is a revisionist? What is a revisionist? Or not a revisionist. What is a reactionary? A reactionary in political science, a reactionary or a reactionist is a person who holds political views that favor a return to the status quo, anti the previous political state of society, which the person believes possess positive characteristics that are absent from contemporary society. So when he's saying reactionary, conservatives, you think of a conservative. Somebody that wants to maintain the status quo. People that really don't prepare, that don't think, that don't want to really put something together, a strategy together to do anything. They're content with the way things are. That's basically what he's telling you. When you say reactionary, that's what he's talking about. And he said the unity of opposites. That's deep. That's another whole subject that we're gonna have to go over what the unity of opposites are. That's deep. Let's get through this right here.
By the people. The reactionary, backward, decaying classes retained this dual nature even in their last life and death struggles against the people. On the one hand, they were real tigers. They devoured people by the millions and tens of millions. The cause of the people's struggle went through a period of difficulties and hardships, and along the path there were many twists and turns. To destroy the rule of imperialism, feudalism, and bureaucrat capitalism in China took the Chinese people more than 100 years and cost.
Now let me pause it right there. Because he said also, he was talking about the paper tigers. That the lions are paper tigers, but they're not always paper tigers. That's what he was alluding to, because at first they didn't start out as paper tigers. I think he's going to go into that a little bit more as he's reading, because he's saying those that are in power, the leaders, Those are the seat of imperialism. He's calling them paper tigers. But then he's talking about the unity of opposites. Because even though they're paper tigers, they were also strong. That's why they're imperialists. That's why they're in power. That's why people see them as powerful. Because at once, in let's say like 300-400 years ago, the people that had to come into the Americas to come in here, those imperialists that came in here and killed hundreds, thousands, millions of people. I mean, you couldn't call them paper tigers. Those were like adventurers. They came in like they slaughtered all those people, killed all those people. They're sociopaths, but they came in and they did what they did. But after that, and even if you read the Black Jacobins too, it explains that about the settlers that came and settled Haiti. How these people were more intellectual, smarter, more courageous, because like they fought the battles. They fought the battles with the indigenous people. And from that fight, they learned to respect those indigenous people. But after time, they become comfortable. After generations of being reactionary, they become comfortable. And that's when they become paper tigers. I mean, because you got to think a little bit. Like at first, when you just hear it, it really don't make sense. But when you pay attention to it, when you understand what he's saying, it all comes together. Yeah, they're strong, they're powerful. Like right now, they're powerful. The mayor, everybody, the president, the council people, they have power that imperialism gives them. But the unity of opposites, they're also still paper tigers. Because without the people, they're nothing. They're paper tigers. Without the people, they have no power. All the power that they have is on paper. It's on the laws that we give them credibility to hold over us. The power we allow them to have over us. That's what gives them power. But once the people are organized, these people are nothing. He's going to go more into it.
Cost them tens of millions of lives before the victory in 1949. Look, were these not living tigers? Iron tigers. Real tigers. But in the end, they changed into paper tigers. Dead tigers. Bean curd tigers. These are historical facts. Have people not seen or heard about these facts? There have indeed been thousands and tens of thousands of them. Thousands and tens of thousands. Hence, imperialism and all reactionaries looked at in essence from a long-term point of view, from a strategic point of view, must be seen for what they are. Paper tigers. On this, we should build our strategic thinking. On the other hand, they are also living tigers, iron tigers, real tigers which can devour people. On this, we should build our tactical thinking. I have said that all reputedly powerful reactionaries are merely paper tigers. The reason is that they are divorced from the people. Look, was not Hitler a paper tiger? Was Hitler not overthrown? I also said that the Tsar of Russia, the Emperor of China, and Japanese imperialism were all paper tigers. As we know, they were all overthrown. U.S. imperialism has not yet been overthrown, and it has the atom bomb. I believe it also will be overthrown. It, too, is a paper tiger. Lifting a rock only to drop it on one's own feet is a Chinese folk saying to describe the
Any means in which society is been maintained that is not of the people, that doesn't come from the people, and it's not for the people, it won't last forever because the people will uprise against it. That's basically what he's saying here. And he's saying we should strategize along those lines, that the struggle is a protracted struggle. That's what he means, that it's a protracted struggle. It don't mean you just struggle forever. It means your strategy, is protracted, and you understand that. Like, at once, they were all, what do you call them, iron tigers, that they were strong. Like, he talked about Hitler, all these people, that the world saw as strong, that these people were to be feared. But in time, they're all overthrown because they don't have the people. They don't have the will of the people backing them.
behavior of certain fools. The reactionaries in all countries are fools of this kind. In the final analysis, their persecution of the revolutionary people only serves to accelerate the people's revolutions on a broader and more intense scale. Did not the persecution of the revolutionary people by the Tsar of Russia and by Chiang Kai-shek perform this function in the Great Russian and Chinese revolutions? U.S. imperialism invaded China's territory of Taiwan and has occupied it for the past 9 years. A short while ago, it sent its armed forces to invade and occupy Lebanon. The United States has set up hundreds of military bases in many countries all over the world.
I want you to remember that. Remember, this is the 50s, late 40s, that he's writing, and these writings are being put together. And he's telling you about the U.S. in Lebanon, telling you where they in Taiwan. The U.S. is sending people there. I want you to remember that.
World. China's territory of Taiwan, Lebanon, and all military bases of the United States on foreign soil are so many nooses round the neck of U.S. imperialism. The nooses have been fashioned by the Americans themselves and by nobody else, and it is they themselves who have put these nooses round their own necks, handing the ends of the ropes to the Chinese people. The people of the Arab countries and all the peoples of the world who love peace and oppose aggression. The longer the U.S. aggressors remain in those places, the tighter the nooses round their necks will become.
He's talking about adventurism, like when what you call America going all over the world. Remember, once again, this is like the 1940s and 50s when he's writing this, and he's talking about all the military bases that they have all over the world. That's only quadrupled from then to now, and he's saying all these military bases, the way how they stretch themselves all over, they're stretching themselves thin. This is before Russia in Afghanistan, all these things that we have learned, all this that we have studied and learned from the last 60 years. He's explaining in the 40s and 50s that if you take this path politically, you're just hanging the noose around your neck. And this was one of the reasons, if you ask some people, arguably the reason why Russia failed. I mean, because they got bogged down in Afghanistan, fighting that war in Afghanistan, that America was supporting what's Bin Laden, was supporting the Mujahideen. I believe it's the Mujahideen. I mean, trying to sow conflict on that soil. I mean, he's saying in the 40s and 50s, he's writing, he's saying, if you stretch yourself out that thin, you're everywhere. You're doing all these things, like it's gonna come back. I mean, to bite you in the end. There's gonna be some blowback on it. And right now in 2025, America's everywhere. They're on the continent. They got Afrikan. They're bombing everywhere. They're over there bombing in Rwanda. They're killing people all across the globe. And he's saying, at some point, the chickens are going to come home to roost. Like, if you stretch yourself out that thin, it's going to come back. Didn't we just leave from Afghanistan? So after Russia went, I think it was Bush. It was Bush that went back in there. Yeah, it was Bush that went back in there. Was in there for over a decade. And they had to pull out. Everybody pulls out. I mean, but he's giving this advice in the 40s and 50s. Like, we're not just listening to this to be listening to it. You're supposed to be gaining some understanding and learning strategically, politically, how to deal with your enemies. And he's telling you, if we stretch ourselves so thin, we're not going to be able to really accomplish what we're trying to accomplish. And that goes true for even us as a Panther party. There's things that you got to focus on. You can't be worrying about everybody here. You can't be worrying about what's going on here, what's going on there. Like, today we're going to go along, we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk about Palestine and what's going on in the Middle East. What I really want to do is be talking about what's going on the continent, what's going on in Rwanda, what's going on in South Africa. But I don't have the ability to stretch, or we don't have the ability to stretch ourselves that far to go there. Because, like, this stuff right here, this information that I get you on Palestine or the politicians in America, it's easy access. I can easily get to this information to be able to present it to you. For me to know what's going on in the continent, it's like I almost got to be there. Because everybody be starting. And we taking a trip. We should be going to Africa in a few months. We're going to do the show live from Africa, so we staying in here. But we're going to Africa in a few months. I hope the plane stay in the air. We think about taking a boat at this point. I mean, but like, seriously, I mean, I really want to talk about the conflicts and what's going on the continent. Yo, I really want to find out, are all these new administrations that say they're taking over from imperialism, that are kicking all this, are they really legit? Or are they like all the other administrations that came in there promising the people they were going to do this, do that, and at the end of the day, only them and their families got rich? I mean, like, that's number one on my heart. That's where I really want to be. That's where I really want to go. What I really want to study. I mean, because you got to read the room. I mean, most people in our community, they're not really thinking that far. They're not thinking about the Middle East. They're on the ground. I'm talking about the people on the bottom. The people at the bottom that's out here struggling, their mind is not on the Middle East. I can easily get them thinking about Africa than talking about the Middle East. But getting that information, man, getting information that I can trust, I mean, it's really hard. It's really hard. But be that as it may, let's finish this up real quick.
Imperialism will not last long because it always does evil things. It persists in grooming and supporting the reactionaries in all countries who are against the people.
I can't even go far. I mean, he said imperialism won't last long because it does evil things. Like I said, this is the 50s. This is the 40s. What has imperialism done since then? Just think in your mind, because the people that are here are very smart. Like most of you are like well-read. You understand about where we going to start from? Vietnam, Korea, where we going to go? Laos, Cambodia. Where do we go? Like, you can keep going. You go to Haiti. You go to who they kill? What's my man's name? In Grenada. You go down to Grenada. You could go everywhere. You could go all around the world, and you could see the evil that imperialism has imposed on people. The bodies, the countless bodies, and he's telling you, yo, the people are gonna rise up. People are not just gonna sit there and take it. Because of their actions, that's going to cause people to rise up. That's how he knew. Like, that's how I know. Like, yo, they're gonna keep doing what they're doing, and the only thing that can happen from this, we're not gonna be able to keep your knee on people's necks forever. At some point, they're gonna want to try to stand up. I mean, and that's what he's explaining to you in the Red Book, chapter 6. That's what he's explaining.
It has forcibly seized many colonies and semi-colonies and many military bases, and it threatens the peace with atomic war. Thus, forced by imperialism to do so, more than 90% of the people of the world are rising or will rise up and struggle against it. Yet imperialism is still alive, still running amok in Asia, Africa, and Latin America. In the West, imperialism is still oppressing the people at home. This situation must change. It is the task of the people of the whole.
In the West, imperialism is still oppressing the people at home. So think about the 50s, 60s. Like, it wasn't like 2025. It was a time in America where one person could be a janitor and they could have a home raising a whole family with a mother at home. This is like 50s, 60s, 70s. That's when it started to die down. I mean, because like they said, it's a protracted struggle. Imperialism has no other choice but to cannibalize on everything. So as time progresses, it's going to continue to cannibalize on everything. So think back. Think back to a generation ago, 2 generations ago, how people used to live. Like, you could have one job. You have the mother home. I mean, because like, it wasn't, like, and this is like things we have to get out of our minds. The way how families and society is often constructed, there's a purpose to it. There's a purpose to it. If you have children, if you have a family, even if you're in the wild, you out there with animals, somebody got to go out to hunt while somebody stays at home and watch the children. Both parents are not supposed to leave the children and go out there into the world to go look for stuff. Because when you come home, that the other animals would scavenge and kill the whole nest. The whole net, though, they killed everybody. So it's like, so one person stays home. That's not being sexist, saying one person has to raise the children. If you go ask a lot of women today, what would you rather do? Go out here and work, or be at home taking care of your kids, raising your kids, watching your children grow? I doubt any of them will be saying they want to go work 12, 14-hour jobs. I doubt it. You don't even get to see your children. And then by the time you turn around, you don't even know who these people are. They're cursing you out. But that's the society that these imperialists and their running dogs, politicians, all these people, this is the society that they're presenting to us. That it's okay not to have a family, not to have a father and mother. You could just have one person at home. Tell the women, yo, you don't need no man. You don't need nobody. You could just do it all on your own. Throw away generations.
Signing some stuff here.
Some stuff. These things are ready.
Gotta mute yourself. But yeah, but let me play the video. We almost done.
To put an end to the aggression and oppression perpetrated by imperialism and chiefly by U.S. imperialism. Riding roughshod everywhere, U.S. imperialism has made itself the enemy of the people of the world and has increasingly isolated itself. Those who refuse to be enslaved will never be cowed by the atom bombs and hydrogen bombs in the hands of the U.S. imperialists. The raging tide of the people of the world against the U.S. aggressors is irresistible. Their struggle against U.S. imperialism and its lackeys will assuredly win still greater victories. If the U.S. monopoly capitalist groups persist in pushing their politics of aggression and war, the day is bound to come when they will be hanged by the people of the whole world. The same fate awaits the accomplices of the United States. Over a long period, we have developed this concept for the struggle against the enemy. Strategically, we should despise all our enemies. But tactically...
Hey, like he said, imperialists should be hanged. They're gonna, like, the people of the world are going to hang them. I mean, once the people start to rise up, they're going to hang them. And he said their allies, the people that supported him, their accomplices. Yo, when I watched them leaving Afghanistan, I'm sure you probably saw it too. When they were leaving Afghanistan, when America said, under Biden, told the Afghans, told them we're leaving. We're packing up. We done came over here, destroyed your whole country, murdered half of your people. We did all this stuff here, but yeah, now we're leaving. I mean, like, we can't make no money here no more. It's time to go. Yo, it was people hanging on those planes. Yo, till this day, I be sitting here thinking, like, did they think they were going to go from Afghanistan to the United States hanging on the plane? But you see, but that's how evil America is. Yo, all those people, hundreds of people hanging on those planes because they didn't want to stay. Because you know why? Because they were allies. They worked with the United States government to kill their own people, to torment their own people because of the resources and the money that they were getting from the American government. Now when America was leaving, all these people that they didn't, because they brought some people. They always save a few people that they want to save. But the masses of them that they didn't save, those people was hanging on the planes, trying to fly all the way to America from Afghanistan. This is like 2-3 years ago. I'm not talking about the 60s, the 50s. This is like 2-3 years ago when Biden did that. Joe Biden told those people after went through there, then got them to turn on their own people. And to keep it a buck with you, as a revolutionary, I feel no type of way. I was laughing when I saw them falling off those planes. You deserve what you get. You sided with these people to brutalize and kill your own people. Whatever you get, you deserve. And they were falling off those planes. The plane just kept going because these people are sociopaths. They don't give a damn about nobody. They didn't take those people off the plane. They didn't stop and make sure those people came off the plane. Yo, that pilot took off with them people. And they knew because they was on the radio. You could hear them on the radio talking. Like, there's people hanging on the plane. You're like, man, take off. And bro just took off with hundreds of people, and they're just falling off. You just see them in the air falling. This is on national TV. This is how evil these people are. And Mao is saying, at some point, the people will get tired of this. The people will get tired of they'll get tired of capitalism, get tired of all these lies, all these broken treaties, all these bombs, this bombing, this killing. The people are going to get tired of it. People are going to get tired of it.
1 second, Chairman.
What's up?
On the flip side, we have the white South Africans. So the South Africans are taking back the land for the people. So all these white South African landowners are pleading for Trump to help them. So Trump said, "Okay, come on home. I'll get you. Even though I'm stopping immigration for everybody else, but you white South Africans, you say come to America." So the white South Africans said, "No, we don't want to come to America. We want to stay in South Africa, and we want to keep our land." So in other words, they want Trump to send troops over there to protect their land. Let's see how this goes.
Word. When we talk about spreading thin, you're gonna be everywhere. Yo, when Trump first came in, he lied to everybody like we doing the ceasefire. I'm gonna solve this. I'm gonna solve that. He not.
I want to respond to that.
You say what? Go ahead.
What's up, Brother Africa?
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, man, I just wanted to chime in and respond to that last point that was made. I was in South Africa. I spent 3.5 weeks in South Africa, and the South Afrikaners and that chasm between the South Afrikaners and the black South Africans, that's where the chasm is in place. And it's countries, colonists like the Dutch and the Belgians that exacerbated that problem. So you got to think we're dealing with centuries of colonialism and imperialism that has to be attacked.
Yeah, and then your boy come out of prison and they make him president.
Yeah, I was in that cell too at Robben Island. You know what I mean? Where Mandela spent those 27 years, brother. And I felt this. I wrote a poem about that moment.
What'd you think about that?
I think, unfortunately, when you're dealing with reactionary politics or bourgeois politics in an imperialist nation, they're going to take whatever figurehead. Barack Obama is synonymous with Nelson Mandela. They take that figurehead, they take that individual who's going to come in and appease hundreds of years of oppression, and they're going to appease it so that, they did the same thing with Booker T. Washington, when, his, Atlanta Compromise speech. They always find that one Negro, who is, can galvanize both sides of the imperialist fence, and then that individual is placed forward in passion. That's why, this Black Panther organization is important. You know what I'm saying? In communities like Newark.
All power to the people. Hey, yo, I heard you call your boy out to come have a debate, and he was running.
You saw that though? But you know what? I did that for you though, big bro. I said, you know what?
I already know. Well, somebody told me. They said you told son pull up. Yo, he like,
boy, I told him to pull up, but he wanted to talk about, oh my God, we can have this debate on imperialism. Who was your credentials? I'm like, listen, big bro, why reinvent the wheel when Brother Afrika and the Panthers does a podcast and we talk about all these issues? We could literally have this today. We could be having this debate right now on this podcast, and he punked out. You know what I'm saying? So, the hood got a chance to see that one.
Yeah, word up, man. Word up, man. Well, yo, let me finish this video.
Yo, I'm gonna pause up. I'm getting a nurse treatment right now, so I'm gonna pause up. You know what I mean?
Got you. Yo.
This also means that we must despise the enemy with respect to the whole, but that we must take him seriously with respect to each and every concrete question. If we do not despise the enemy with respect to the whole, we shall be committing the error of opportunism.
You hear that? You must respect the enemy. You must respect the enemy, because if you don't respect the enemy in whole, then you're committing the error of opportunism. You must respect the enemy. How much do you respect the enemy? That you dedicate your life to working with the people in the communities, working with them. Because if you don't work with them, they're going to fill that void. You must respect the enemy. You must. Yo, like we sit here and we talk, and every week I bring these politicians up that I critique, that I make sure that I'm not lying about what I'm saying about them. Because I know they will go through the courts, they will use the courts, they will find every little reason for them to try to come after me. Every time I get inside my car, when I go to my car, I look everywhere. I make sure I'm watching everything. You better respect your enemies. You better know where you're going. I'm not in a lot of spaces. Other than from the work that we do in the community, with the people that we doing the work in the community, you don't see me everywhere. I am not in those spaces because I respect my enemy. I know how far they will go to try to get at you. These people have shot at the homes of their political opponents. Yeah. Yo, my family and I, when I first started this, my family and I were attacked. My daughter was hit, was punched in the face. I mean, so you better respect your enemies. And if you don't respect them, you're going to learn. They're going to learn you. I mean, like, so if we saying we're about this work, we really want to serve the people, we want to fight for the people, you better respect their enemies. You better respect these imperialists to understand they're going to do everything that they can to try to come for you. That's how this works. And if you don't understand that, you're going to be in a world of trouble. In the world of trouble. And I need to stress that point. Because, like, don't come join the organization. Don't come be around saying you want to go back, you want to stand with the people, but you don't understand these forces that are going to be coming after you. You're not going to work at the schools. They're going to fire you from your city job. Yo, I used to tell people, yo, you want to be around Africa? You talking about, yeah, come on, Africa, let's do this, let's do that. They're going to fire you. That public school going to fire you. Because they're not here to educate our children. They're not here to worry about stuff like that. Those administrators, they will get rid of you. I watched them. I remember we had this dude that we used to call our friend. I ain't even going to mention his name, but we used to talk a lot. We used to be talking, we sit there, I'm talking about like reading books, going over the books, like these ideas that we had on what we was going to do in the community, all these things. And dude was white. Dude used to be going to these schools with this black power stuff. He white as hell. He teaching out in West Orange. Like, he talking about he going to go out in West Orange, South Orange, whatever he was teaching. He going to teach these young kids in the 3rd, 4th, 5th grade. He going to teach them about the Revolutionary War, how the imperialism. I'm like, bro, they're going to fire you. You're not going to go over there and be teaching them white kids nothing. I'm like, yo, I didn't even finish getting the words out of my mouth. He's like, yeah, man, they let me go a couple of months ago, man. He's trying to go through legal ways to try to fight back, go get a job at another white school, do the same goof. They're going to get rid of you. Like, he didn't respect his enemies. Excuse me. Or he probably didn't know his enemies that well. He didn't understand, like, the Board of Education, City Hall, Council, everything is all connected.
Nah, Chairman, he thought that he could change the system from within like they all do.
Yeah. Yeah, he thought he could change the system from within. We just kept watching him losing job after job after job. He had to get a roommate to pay his bills and everything. I mean, but if you don't respect your enemy, they're going to learn you.
Marx and Engels were only two individuals. And yet in those early days, they already declared that capitalism would be overthrown throughout the world. But in dealing with concrete problems and particular enemies, we shall be committing the error of adventurism unless we take them seriously. In war, battles can only be fought one by one, and the enemy forces can only be destroyed one by one. Factories can only be built one by one. The peasants can only plow the land plot by plot. The same is even true of eating a meal. Strategically, we take the eating of a meal lightly. We know we can finish it. But actually, we eat it mouthful by mouthful. It is impossible to swallow an entire banquet in one gulp. This is known as a piecemeal solution. In military parlance, it is called wiping out the enemy forces one by one.
Can't do everything in one time. Can't do everything in one time. You got to take your time. It's a protracted struggle. It's a protracted struggle. Notice I'm not talking about doing everything like, you got to eat. No. Yo, calm down. Relax. Yo, learn first. Then once you learn and you understand who your enemy is, then you put a strategy in place to deal with that enemy. Then once you put that strategy in place, you see that strategy through. That's how this works. You can skip the learning part. You can skip the strategy part. All the way, skip everything and go say, yeah, I'm running for office. That's how I'm going to change things. You're jerking wreck. You're jerking wreck. Yo, slow down. Yo, this struggle has been here hundreds of years, thousands of years before you. The history of the world is that of class struggle. I mean, the best thing you could do is just relax and start to study and learn. Yo, when I told myself I wanted to learn, I wanted to know. Because somebody challenged me in prison. Yeah, that's when somebody challenged me. They're like, who are you? Like, your name, everything, where it come from. And they asking me questions. Like, I told them, like, yeah, my family from Africa, my mother's from Liberia, My mother's ancestors came from Mississippi, and they went to Liberia down there, and they helped to establish the place, whatever. You see, but in my mind, I didn't think like growing up. I never thought like there were people in Liberia already, and then the people from America, the slaves that came from America that my parents were part of, that went to Liberia, that they didn't go there and go colonize those Liberians there, treat them the same way that the Americans were treating the slave in America. Like none of that ever entered my mind. I never even went there. All I just thought was, yeah, I'm from Liberia. We call it like I'm thinking, I don't know if we were the first civilization in Liberia. I don't remember what I was thinking, but my mind wasn't that deep. But after he challenged me to find out who I was, I said, okay, how am I going to find out who I am? So I went all the way back. My father, my father's father, my father's father's father. All these people, where are they from? They're all from Africa. All these people are from Africa. We're from Africa. Okay, who's the first person in Africa? We all know the lady. I mean, we're all the way back. Where did she come from? Before she was here, before those people were here, where did we come from? We're all the way back scientifically studying. Went all the way back to the Big Bang Theory. The first, like, all of that. Study. You have to study. But you have to go all the way to the beginning and then work your way all the way back to find out how I ended up at Southwood State Prison in 2000 whatever. And I went back and I looked through the whole thing, how I ended up there, studied that history. This is before I even went to college. I did this in the prison cell to start to understand who I was. But I didn't jump. When he asked me that question, I didn't jump from that question and just start making up stuff, just start lying. I went and studied. What you reading in there that's so funny, Secretary General?
I'm paying attention. That's all. I'm paying attention.
Nah, you laugh. What you laughing at?
The Afrikan post.
You put another one?
No, I'm reading Manara's comments.
Oh. Hey, yo, you got to relax. Cut your camera off, yo, because I'm looking, you laughing. I'm thinking you laugh. You know what?
It is my opinion that the international situation has now reached a new turning point. There are two winds in the world today, the east wind and the west wind. There is a Chinese saying, either the east wind prevails over the west wind, or the west wind prevails over the east wind. I believe it is characteristic of the situation today that the east wind is prevailing over the west wind. That is to say, the forces of socialism have become overwhelmingly superior to the forces of imperialism.
That's the end of the chapter, right? All power to the people. Yeah, I don't know about that, bro. Cause like imperialism went on to do some things. I mean, so like, hey, I don't know about that. But yeah, so that's chapter 6. I mean, so like every week when we read it, there's nowhere in there where it's saying, or Mao is saying, worship me, worship me. This is me. Join my cult, join my cult. All of this is really like warnings on how to deal with imperialism and capitalism. Nothing here is saying, worship me, this, that, and third. Like all of this, like it's scientific because it's proven. Since then, from the 40s, 50s to now, we're in 2025. Everything that he's saying is true, and we're about to say it right now. Excuse me. We're about to see it right now. Like last week we spoke about Eric Adams. We talked about Eric Adams and the stuff that was going on in New York. Remember, this chapter was talking about paper tigers.
Being forced by the Department of
Like these people are paper tigers with all the power they have. With all the power that they have, the mayors, the council people, the emperors. He was talking about Hitler, and he was saying these people are paper tigers because they really don't have the people behind them. They only have their military, and they have people, they have the laws and stuff, but that don't have nothing against the people. The people can just, like when the people get tired, and when the people raise up, none of that stuff matters. Their army don't matter, none of it matters. Their atom bombs, they can have whatever they have. When the people are done and the people organize themselves, there's nothing they could do to stop the people. And we sit in here, I'm in Newark, New Jersey. New York is right over there, stone throw away, right over the bridge. And we watch it in real time, how these people have no power. None at all. They indicted Eric Adams in New York. They're about to explain all of it to you. But we watched them in real time. He told Trump, like, yo, I'm going to let you come in here and come do what you're doing with ICE, do your little propaganda, like you grabbing them up, you taking them up out of here. Yo, because I really don't believe Trump is going to round up all these people because Trump is a capitalist. They use all this work. And the last time, I'm going off, when I say they use all this work, they use all this illegal work that they're getting from other human beings, from the people that's migrated from lands that they done bombed. Trump is one of those people that have used those people to enrich himself in his companies, his construction sites, because they don't want to pay what they're supposed to be paying. So they allow these people into the country to work in all these different companies for them to get rich off them, to exploit them. So I really don't believe Trump is really going to do what he's saying. Another reason why I don't believe it, he was here, he was president like a couple of days ago, like an administration ago. He was president. You know how many people Trump deported? I think 1.4, 1.3, 1.5. That's less than all the presidents in the last 80 years. He deported 1.5. I think Obama deported 5 and some change. Biden, like in one term, like he was at like the last time I looked, he was like at 4 something. But at the end, I think he deported more than Obama. George Bush, I think he deported like 10 or 12. Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, whatever, the Clinton White House, they deported like 12. And you know how many Trump deported? 1.5. You see, but Trump is a showman. So he's going to put it all out. They're going to call ICE. They're going to get the cameras. But he don't even have to do it. The media going to do it for him. The media's going to put it out there. They're going to put it everywhere like, oh, my God, look how bad he is. Look how bad he is. And after 4 years of his last term, he only deported 1.5 compared to the rest of them. 5 million, 10 million, 12 million. He only deported 1.5. So if you ask me, gun to my head, what is he going to do this time around? He's going to do the same thing because they all use the same workforce. They're using those people to depress wages. That's why they need to bring them in. These companies, do you see Trump on TV, all these Doge conversations, all this ICE conversation? Have you heard them one time say these companies that are hiring these immigrants, these migrants, we're going to hold them accountable? No. Which one of them have gone to jail? Which one of them have you seen on a perp walk? Because that's slavery. When you're bringing somebody into the country and you're making them work for $3, $5, $7 an hour, that's slavery. That is slavery. Nobody holds those people accountable, though. To the world, these people are not criminals. They call the chain snatchers and the drug dealers. These are the people that we call criminals. But people that traffic human beings, because they're trafficking them. They're trafficking people from other countries to come in. They bomb the country. They destabilize their political apparatus, and then they bring these people into the country to take jobs that other people here want. Excuse me, I got a cold. Yeah, let me see. Let me see if I could. Let me see how the land is playing right here. And when I hear them say, they're doing jobs that Americans won't do, like, I don't know if they think we are that dumb. If you paid me what I'm supposed to be paid, I go pick them onions, I pick them grapes, them fruits, whatever you need picked. If you paid me what I'm supposed to be paid, an hour. Whatever work, where is it, working in the kitchen? Yo, I like to cook. If you pay me, I chef something up. I work in the kitchen. I go in there and chef stuff up. See, but they don't want to pay us. They don't want to pay the people here what they're worth. So they bring people in from countries that they done destroyed for them to take those jobs. And then they turn around. These are liberals. You hear liberals out of their mouths. Liberals saying, if they deport these people, who's going to pick your fruits? What are you talking about? Do you even hear how you sound? But these people have been talking like this, have been behaving like this in this small circle of all NGO, government job, non-profit people, because they're organized. They're tightly organized. They work together in this small circle against the rest of us. They've been talking like that for so long, they think like it's normal. It's become normal to them. Until like one of us hear it, like they say it out in public. Hey, what are you talking about? But Democrats have really been going around saying these things. So Eric Adams done cut a deal with Trump to let them come in. So Eric Adams with the police, all these things that he's doing, he got everybody, he got everything on his side. He got money, he got all the power, everything. When them charges came, he went and bent the knee to Trump. And just listen to how the person that's in charge, the border czar, just listen to how he talked to Eric Adams. Remember.
One second, Chairman, before you move
What's
on.
up?
To your last point. Oh my God. Yeah, they refuse to do anything about the companies that are hiring slave labor. But what they can do and what they've been championing on but done nothing for is raising the minimum wage. Like, the Democrats are so useless. Like, that is the perfect thing to combat this whole illegal immigration, job loss, bad economy thing. Raise the minimum wage. Democrats that are in state level, local level, raise the minimum wage to a living wage. That's where you would get the people. But again, Democrats and Republicans are not thinking about the people. So
No.
they're going to look for things like that for the people.
Hey, no, just imagine that. Just imagine if, like, they got people running for governor and all of that. Just imagine if one of them say, like, look, man, when I become governor, everybody, we starting off with $25. You think people are not going to be running there to go vote for this person? But none of them say that. None of them are planning on doing any of that. I mean, like, just imagine. They're running like, man, look, you ain't even got to send your kids to school no more. Those kids the schools not teaching them no more. Hey, the money that we were sending to the schools, we're going to send it to the families to educate their own children. So that 20,000, whatever thousands they're sending to that public school, just say that. Say that to people. Tell people that the minimum wage is going to be $25 an hour when I become governor. Let's see if people go vote for you. Because people say people don't vote. Give them something to vote for. You see, but we know, as Panthers, we know imperialism will never do that. Because they can serve both masters. You can serve the corporations and serve the people at the same time. They can only be one. And that's what Mao was saying. What did he say in the last couple of words? It could be it's either the East or the West. It can't be both. One person got to win. One person got to win. You can't serve both people. I mean, but I'm about to play the video because you're about to see who Eric Adams served. I mean,
wealthy or those who occupy important public office, or harsher treatment for the less powerful, she said. I therefore deem it necessary to the faithful discharge of my duties to raise the concerns expressed in this letter with you and to request an opportunity to meet to discuss them further. That letter was about 7 pages long. It was quite long. Ms. Sassoon, 38, made a startling accusation in her letter. She wrote that the mayor's lawyers had, quote, repeatedly urged what amounted to a quid pro quo, indicating that Adams would be in a position to assist.
You want to go before this or after this, Bernard?
Yeah, give me a minute. I was talking to this nurse.
All right, Secretary Jeff, his hand come up. Let me know.
All right.
The department's enforcement priorities only if the indictment were dismissed. A lawyer for Mr. Adams, Alex Spiro, said, the idea that there was a quid pro quo is a total lie. We offered nothing and the department asked nothing of us. Now, remember that video we just showed you a few minutes back and ask yourself if that makes sense. We were asked if the case had any bearing on national security and immigration enforcement, and we truthfully answered, it did, he added. Now, you talk about the lady protesting too much. Here's Eric Adams in that same Fox interview with Holman by his side, saying, quid pro quo? Hey, if my lawyer asked for a quid pro quo, that would be a crime. That would be really stupid, wouldn't it? So this can't possibly be a quid pro quo.
Grenade.
Mayor, let's talk a little bit about, you've been in the news all week. The Department of Justice dropped the criminal corruption charges against you.
The letter that you were just seeing that was just on the screen, that was from the acting attorney general, whoever attorney something, whatever that was in charge. They had told them to drop the charges. The Trump administration had told them to drop the charges against Eric Adams, so Eric Adams could focus on on ICE. Because the lady wrote the letter, she wrote the letter to D.C. saying they're trying to do a quid pro quo, whatever. We're not going to we don't want to drop the charges on them, because that would be illegal to do a pro quo, whatever. So she wrote the letter to D.C. saying, look, we're not dropping the charges. You're going to have to find somebody else to drop the charges. So they found somebody else. They got somebody else. I mean, they relieved her of her duty, and then they dropped the charges. So, like, after they dropped the charges, this is the mayor now. He's on Fox News with Tom Holman, and he's supposed to be the border czar, and he's like, they're asking him questions about that. That's what he was asking them questions about the case.
The U.S. attorney here in New York City, the Southern District, she quit yesterday, the acting U.S. attorney. And so did 5 members of the Department of Justice, because they felt like being forced by the Department of Justice to drop the corruption charges was inappropriate, and they should not have asked. And what she said was, you offered to help with the migration problem and the immigration agenda in exchange for the case being dropped.
Think about that. Think about my attorney, Alex Spira, one of the top trial attorneys in the country. Imagine him going inside saying that the only way Mayor Adams is going to assist in immigration, which I was calling for since 2022, is if you drop the charges. That's quid pro quo. That's a crime. It took her 3 weeks to report in front of her a criminal action. Come on, this is silly.
Come on, this is silly. This is like O.J. saying, imagine I rolled up on my wife and stabbed her. Now, that would be a crime. That's silly. Come on, of course I didn't do that.
No, this is due dissonance. That's the name of this show where we got this from. All of them got a little blind side to them. They don't understand how racist they can be sometimes. To him, the first thing that came to his mind was OJ. Ain't nobody thinking about no OJ, man. Like, sometimes I just wish they keep those little side opinions to themselves. But just go ahead and talk about the case.
That was like Jamal Bowman that they literally had on video pulling the file.
Yeah.
Oh no! Why would I do that?
Why would I do that? Well, you did. Now, of course, he's playing some word games here, because as we saw in the last.
And the reason why I'm using their videos, once again, these are mainstream people. I mean, look, Fox News. This is nothing that I'm getting off no underground, whatever, like getting from somewhere that's not reputable. This is their stuff. This is their mainstream media, and these are them talking about themselves.
Slide. Of course, the lawyer didn't admit to saying, hey, let's do a quid pro quo. The lawyer said, no, of course, this has nothing to do with a quid pro quo. But it's so obvious that that's what that was.
Literally,
like,
Tom Holman said
that would be silly. Why would I do that? Yeah.
Yeah, Holman is such a meathead. He confessed on camera.
Yeah.
That's a confession. He confessed.
Yeah. Here.
Yeah, that's why I'm playing it, because I want you to hear them. They think it's either they think we're this dumb, or that's how ignorant that they are. I mean, but this is what he mean by paper tigers. Just look at them. They're going to admit the quid pro quo right on TV, on national TV. They're not even subtle with it. He just came on here saying, yo, just think about that. my lawyer, one of the best lawyers that's ever been here, the lawyer that's ever been here, and he's going to be here, he's going to go sit there, and he's going to sit there, and he's going to do this, he's going to do that. That's illegal. But they're about to admit it right here in front of us.
Let's say sure one more time. It's short. We'll play that one more time.
If he doesn't come through, I'll be back in New York City, and we won't be sitting on the couch. I'll be in his office, up his butt, saying, "Where the hell is the agreement we came to?" So,
and I want ICE to deliver. And I want ICE to deliver. We're going to deliver for the safety of the people of this city.
And it looks like he
doesn't get any more clear.
They're about to show you what Eric Adams told the police department to go do after they got their deal, after he got his deal signed with the Trump administration. They're about to show you right now. But did you hear that, man, how he was talking to him? If he don't do it, we're not going to be sitting here. I'm going to be in his office. Yo, there's a part where he said, I'm going to be in his office up his butt. That's what he said. That's the mayor. He said, I'm going to be in his office up his butt if he don't do what we told him, what he said he was going to do, which is allow them to come in and brutalize people. You better watch it on your own, man.
Other than that,
nope. No, it does not, and it looks like he is delivering just fine. So here's the NYPD out in full force at a recent anti-ICE protest. If you look at the volume of police officers at the protest, it was insane. It was a relatively small protest. And one tweet actually pointed that out. Protesters marching to abolish ICE are currently outnumbered.
Hey, Bernard was just with us, man. The hospital that he's at is getting evacuated for fire alarm. Hey, if Bernard get back, let me know, Secretary General. Hope everything is well over there. When you get back, let me know.
By NYPD in downtown Manhattan. 3 arrests so far. That's their
estimate, the police.
All for being on the roadway.
So look at all that police. There's more police out there than the people. There's more police out there. Yo, there's so many different ways you can go about this right here. There's so many different ways. Yo, they're in New York. There's way more people in New York than the police. But why are the people not out there right now? Why is there more people? Why is there not more people out there than the police? That has something to do about the organizing, about the people that's leading the organizing, about how people feel about the people that's leading the organizing. From me just looking at it right now, because if you can't see it, if you're just listening, the whole thing, the whole rally, this is supposed to be a rally against ICE. It's more police out there than those that are rioting. I'm talking about it's like thousands, a sea of police.
The small protest, less than a block long, is being flanked by 10-plus police vans and hordes of NYPD on foot, including SRG. Here's some video for this.
Yo, while all these police are out here, where is there anybody protecting the citizens, the residents, the taxpayers? Is there anybody out there doing their job? If they're all out here at an ICE protest, who is holding the line? You see what these people care about. You see where they send the manpower at. After he made his deal with Trump, look at them out here. Look at them in full force, out like a block. He said a block. The protests were like a block long, and the police were like what, 10 times their size. Yeah, we watched the video with what's his name, the economist Richard Wolff, and Richard Wolff was talking about how they pick up the phone. The corporations, the companies, they pick up the phone when the people start to riot, when the people start to stand up. They pick up the phone and they call the people with blue suits on, and they get in their cars and their vans. Look, they got mopeds now. They're driving mopeds. They're on their feet. They're coming out of anywhere. Yo, this is supposed to be our children. This is supposed to be our children, our fathers, our mothers, our sisters, our cousins. And look, they got their uniform on, ready to stand with the state against the people. This is the society that we're in. I mean, this is what Mara was talking about. They're going to be who they are. They're going to oppress the people. And the people will have no choice but to stand up. So we gonna hit to this guy right here, man. When Trump, not even Trump, before Trump, since Obama came into office when I started evolving politically, and I watched Obama come in, his first term, and people were losing their homes. People in my family lost their homes. And I watched Obama come in, I paid attention. He bailed out Wall Street, bailed out the banks, and allowed them to steal people's homes. Watch them. Because I'm like, let's see what this first black president, let's see what he's going to do. Yo, his whole cabinet was filled with people from Wall Street. During the Obama years is when my eyes became open. Because, like, we all have times when we wake up to what's going on. We start to see it. If you're sincere, if you're real, and you're paying attention and you really want to know the truth, it's going to reveal itself to you. Because you can't come in and say you're fighting against Wall Street, but everybody in your cabinet is from Wall Street. These are the people that you're bailing out. While I'm watching my family members, people I know, everybody out here losing their homes. Never brought the jobs back. Then when he created a job, created a service economy. And that's when I started to, like, my faith in the Democratic Party around them was, because remember, like, I'm just becoming politically aware. I started to see the Democrats just like the Republicans, frauds and liars. And I'm like, yo, why do people vote for them? When Bernie came around, yeah, Bernie. He was talking that talk. We was riding with Bernie. We watched them overthrow Bernie. We watched the coup against Bernie. Get rid of Bernie. Cheat Bernie out of it. We watched all of that. So we're like, yo, the Democrats need to lose. But then you have the people that are on the other side that are Democrats, that support the system, the intellectual class, that support these people, the middle class. They telling us, man, even if Trump win, if a Republican win, it's going to be worse. It's going to be worse. Like, why would you rather them win? Because you need the entire system to capitalize on itself, to consume itself. You need them to destroy themselves. Yo, Trump is a natural phenomenon of what comes along when you have a system like this. A system that's ran by the rich, by the wealthy. Everything is designed. The whole construct is designed for power to only be in the hands of the rich, the powerful. Trump is a byproduct of that. The quicker Trump comes into office, the quicker the decline of these systems that are oppressing all of us. So things are going to get worse. Yeah, but they need to get worse to get better. Because most of these people, these intellectuals, these people with government jobs that don't want to stand with the revolutionaries, that don't want to stand with the people, because since the civil rights movement, they gained access into imperialism. All of you need to lose your jobs. You all need to come out here on the plantation with us. You come start picking this cotton with us. To understand, to feel the sting, of these thorns. To feel them, to get your fingers pricked. To have your back bent all day. Working out in the sun. You need to be out here with us. Get this whip. Feel this whip on your back. Rip that skin off. You need to be out here with us, yo. Then if you out here with us, maybe you stand alongside of us to fight back. But as long as you in Massa house, you drink your little tea crumpets, you dressing like Massa with your good diction. You don't care about nobody out here. You don't care about us on the plantation.
Until the new master come in and kick their asses out, then they want to be in the streets protesting with the people.
Exactly. Yeah. Kick them all out, Trump. Investigate them, kick them all out. Send them out here on the plantation with us. Send them out here. Because y'all be eating good while we starve. Kick them all out. And then maybe you join the revolution. Or if not, you die out here. but kick them all out. Let them get out. Check their Doge, whatever you want to do. Whatever they calling it. Kick them all out, push them all out, because they crying. You got your Roland Martins. You got all these people crying. They're not getting funding from the Democratic Party. Yeah, go after all their nonprofits. Because when they getting that little nonprofit money, you can't tell them nothing. They think they're right. You see them, 4th of July, they're celebrating everything, got their hand on their chest. They support everything, support all kind of identity crap. Painting, they got Michelle Obama's face on one of the schools out here. Yo, Trump, why you ain't painting over that yet? Why I gotta drive on Avon and I gotta see Michelle's fat face on the building? All that stuff needs to be painted over. You driving up Avon in North New Jersey, you look right on the Avon school, they got her face, Michelle Obama. What's she ever done? What has she ever done for her face to be up there? What did she accomplish? Nothing. They got a school named after her too. But all those people, and all the people under them, they all need to be kicked back to the plantation. They've been living good in Master House while people out here being gentrified. And then she come down here and she support the politicians that's gentrifying the communities here. Her and her husband, her and Barack, both come down here. And they lie. Barack came to North. I ain't go because I be careful of my surroundings. I respect it. I respect my adversaries. I ain't go over there. You bet your dollar I wanted to go over there. Yeah, I wanted to go. But security wasn't tight enough for me to go out there. I mean, because these people will hurt you out there, man. You got to know these enemies. But let me play Trump. Listen to what Trump said. Because, the whole reason why I was saying all that, because Trump is an idiot. Trump is a buffoon. He is the paper tiger that Mao is talking about. Remember how Mao said, let them put all those military bases on all these places. Let them put the noose around their necks. Listen to what Dum here is about to say. We know, yo, bro, I'm telling you, Trump is made for TV, baby. He's made for TV. Trump is the prototypical ignorant American. Don't know nothing about nothing, but won't shut the hell up because they know everything. You ever deal with people like that? They think they know everything. Don't know nothing. Listen to Trump out here.
Let's start with
out here on this imperialist street.
I can read.
You can talk.
Boy, that boy's so dumb. I'll be one it just be
okay.
How can you be so stupid?
Get 2 pairs of glasses and an eye exam.
Listen to Paper Tigers, man.
At America's Best.
Paper Tigers.
I think it's terrible. Look, I looked at the hostages that came in, and they're emaciated. It looked like something out of the 1930s. It's an absolute disgrace. And I think they saw the way the world viewed it, and they're looking for a reason not to send more because they're all. You take a look at that. It looked like it was a concentration camp, which essentially it was.
This was 3 weeks ago. This was about 3 weeks ago. And he was I'm gonna let him say it.
Looks like they came out of the Holocaust. And what a sad thing. One of them was a young man, good-looking guy, a little bit heavier than perhaps he could have been, and now he looks like he's not even recognizable. Not even recognizable. Look, I can tell you that those people have been badly hurt, both mentally and physically. I'm talking about the young women that came out also previously. And I think one of the reasons they're doing this is because they're probably sending the best. What you see is probably the best because they want to send people that look at least healthy. And that's not healthy. These people have been badly hurt. They've been interviewed by our representatives. They've been interviewed by Israeli representatives, and they're really hurting. They are really hurting mentally and physically. And I think Hamas is looking at that and saying, well, it's not going to get much better than that because they probably send out their best as a representative, and they've got more to send out, and they probably feel that they can't do that because it's not going to make them look very good.
Should the ceasefire be off?
Well, I would say this, and I'm going to let that because that's Israel's decision. But as far as I'm concerned, if all of the hostages aren't returned by Saturday at 12 o'clock, I think it's an appropriate time. I would say cancel it and all bets are off and let hell break out. I'd say they ought to be returned by 12 o'clock on Saturday, and if they're not returned, all of them, not in drips and drabs, not 2 and 1 and 3 and 4 and 2. Saturday at 12 o'clock, and after that, I would say all hell is going to break out. And I don't think they're going to do it. I think a lot of them are dead. I think a lot of the hostages are dead. I think it's a great human tragedy what's happened, how people can be that mean to do. I mean, the one guy was laughing when
people can be that mean. People can be that mean. That's what he's saying. People can be that mean. I mean,
One second, Chairman. Was he, when he was talking about it looked like the Holocaust and all that, was he talking about Gaza looking like that?
He's saying the prisoners that Hamas has been releasing, because the stages in the ceasefire, they look like they're coming from the Holocaust. But he's saying, describing the Palestinians as this evil people, this bad people. Yo, let's move on. Let's go on. This is, remember he's saying when they're released, they're talking to them and they're getting, like they're saying they were treated bad and all of that. This is one of the women, the hostages that was released. Listen, I'm going to try to read the stuff on the screen. If you can't see it, if you're just listening on the phone. Yashiv Lifshitz, they released hostages and made sure we were clean. Say they made sure they were clean. We ate the same food they did. Released Israeli hostage says she was treated well. It's an elderly woman. When she first arrived to them, that they are Muslims and they're not going to hurt them. They ate the same food. So she's saying when they first got there, they told them that we are Muslim. We're not going to hurt you. I mean, that's not what we're doing. Remember, these people were held for years. They treated us gently and provided for all our needs. This was in 2023. Was at 10/25. That's October 25, 2023. This when they released this woman right here, and she was going on to say how she was treated. That they treated her kindly. That she ate what they ate. Remember, this is during the war. They're in tunnels. They built tunnels because they know imperialism, how savage it is. You see, they took the heed. I guarantee you they're reading the red book inside them tunnels. They understand how these imperialists behave. But when they had her, they had that hostage, she's telling you from her own mouth. They treated her with kindness, whatever. But just oppose that with what Trump was saying about how these people were treating, how they were treated, how when they talked to them, what they told them. That's just one person. This is remember Trump was talking and he said if they didn't release all of them on that Saturday, because that was 3 weeks ago when he was talking. He said if they didn't release all of them, that they were gonna see hell, that they were gonna basically like go back to the whatever. He gonna release hell on them. They released 3 people. They didn't release all of them. They released 3. They told Trump, like, we're going to release 3. We're going to go by the ceasefire, whatever. And they told him, like, basically, like, yo, keep talking. Nobody will get released. But they go to 3 that they released.
3 more hostages held by Hamas are now free. Palestinian militants released the men after more than 15 months in captivity. They were freed in exchange for over 360 Palestinian prisoners and detainees. This is the 6th exchange under a ceasefire deal that nearly collapsed this week between Hamas and Israel. NPR's Hadil Al-Shalchi joins us from Tel Aviv. Hadil, thanks for...
It nearly collapsed because of what Trump said. But you need to understand why Trump's saying that. Like, this is... You need to understand why Trump's saying that. Yo, Trump is saying that they're going to remove all these people. I didn't even play that video. I didn't play the video where he's saying they're going to remove everybody from Gaza. That's the video I wanted to play. I think I didn't play the rest of that video. The last video. Yeah, I didn't play the rest of it. But he was saying that they're gonna remove everybody. That's why I wanted to play it. The link is gonna be on here, and you can see the video on your own when we post the show. But Trump is saying in the video that they're gonna come in there and they're gonna take everybody that's in Gaza and go take them wherever, all around the world. Countries are going to take them, and he said they're gonna build hotels and all kinds of stuff there. That's how ignorant this fool is. He thinks he's gonna go to a whole different country and go take those people out of there, even though they've been there fighting for like over 70 years. Even though they've been dropping bombs on them for over 70 years. He believes he's gonna go over there to go remove those people off their land, go commit a genocide, ethnic cleansing, wipe those people out, and nobody's gonna say nothing. When we talk about the paper tigers, the ignorant people, Trump is the face. In 100 years from now, if they had a book about this epoch, this generation right now, how we lived, Trump should be on the face of it, of American culture. Because Trump symbolizes what American culture is. Ignorance. And what's his name? Oh, what's his name, man? Hey, Patience, what's his name? The black dude. He's gay. Richard Baldwin. It's Richard Baldwin, right?
It wasn't.
Or James Baldwin?
It probably is, I think.
Or James Baldwin, whatever his name. I think it's James Baldwin. But I watched a video of him talking about Ronald Reagan, like in the 80s, and he was saying how Ronald Reagan back then was the face of America. You don't have to know nothing. You just have to be able to say it convincingly enough for people to think you know what you're talking about. And he was talking about how ignorant Reagan was. Man, look, bro. Reagan ain't got nothing on Trump, dog. Cause like most of you gotta remember, Reagan was an actor. He was a buffoon too. But Reagan ain't got nothing on Trump. So like if you wrote a book, if there was a book or whatever to encapsulate this time in American politics, Donald Trump's face should be on it, But listen to the rest of this.
Being with us.
Good morning.
What can you tell us about the hostages who were released today?
Right, so the three men are 36-year-old Sagi Dekalchen, who's an American Israeli, 29-year-old Russian-Israeli Alexander Trupanov, and 46-year-old Argentinian Israeli Yair Horn. Like in the previous releases, the hostages were led onto a stage, flanked by masked, armed Hamas militants. Each hostage...
Those are the hostages. Those are the hostages that he was saying, that Trump was just saying in the video, if they don't release all of them, they're going to have hell to pay. If you remember back to December, right before he went inauguration, he was saying the same thing. Even before that, he was like, if they don't free all the hostages before inauguration, it's going to be hell to pay. Just bumping his gums, just talking. Paper tiger talk. Just talking to paper tiger talk. But look, this is how they really... You see, if you're not over there, this is on BBC. If you're not over there, you don't see how they're doing, you don't understand what's going on. But this is how they bring them out.
Releases of Israeli hostages who've been held in captivity in Gaza. 3 more have just been released.
They give them black.
Omer Shem Tov
you got your freedom.
Have been freed. Another hostage, the last of the 6 to be freed today, will now be released without a public ceremony, according to Israeli media. Let's show you again, let's remind you of that scene earlier when 2 other hostages, Tal Shoham and Avera Mengistu, were released in the town of Rafah. This is them being led to the Red Cross vehicles. They were then driven away and are now in the hands of the Israeli military.
That's all the Hamas that they're supposed to have killed. So like when you over there bombing you bombing everything, destroying all them homes, they're in them underground tunnels.
In exchange,
Wait, 1 second, Chairman.
Prisoners.
They gave them a certificate of freedom. What was that they were holding?
Hey, y'all, let me bring it back, because she explains over here. She explained what they get. Let me bring it back.
There's also quite a prominent member in this group. His name is Ahmed Barghouti, who was a senior aide to the man considered the leader of the Palestinian uprising in the early 2000s, of course known as the Second Intifada. Ahmed Barghouti was in Israeli prison for more than 22 years. He was convicted for coordinating attacks that killed Israelis during the Second Intifada, the war.
This current ceasefire is supposed to...
left inside Gaza. Israel believes about half of them are dead already.
How deal to the families of those
reminders of the Holocaust across to Israel. Now, NPR's Gaza producer Enes Baba was at the ceremony today.
They were holding and carrying
3 gifts from Hamas here. The first one was a Palestinian map. The second was a certificate of their own release. And the third thing, which was a sand clock that says that time is ticking here.
They had the certificate of their release, and then they had a sand clock, a sand, like the sand go through the clock, and that says you're running out of time. It's basically telling imperialism you're running out of time. So that's what they gave them. That's the certificate you got in your hand. You're free. You can go now. So
the latest releases of Israeli hostages who've been held in captivity. 2 other hostages, Tal Shoham and Avera Mengistu, were released in the town of Rafah. This is them being led to the Red Cross vehicles. They were then driven away and are now in the hands of the Israeli military.
So when they're ready to release them, they bring them out and they hand them to the Red Cross, and the Red Cross takes them to the base or whatever. I mean, but the Red Cross, you can't trust none of these people, man. All these people working together, man. All these people working together. This is one of the people that was released. You know how they're saying, that these people are savage. Have you heard Trump talking about how these people are savages, how all these people... this is one of the people that was released. He's kissing the head of one of the Hamas people that had him as captive. I mean, so think about it. So Hamas is having a war. Like, I can see it. Hamas is having a war against Israel. And they're like, we can't be like Israel. If we stoop down to the level of Israel and do what they do, bomb them, start to try to kill everybody in Israel, destroy all of that, they're going to make us look like we're the savages that they say we are. So once we bring them in as prisoners, we're going to show them our humanity. So for 15, 16, 17 months, however they had this gentleman, they showed them their humanity. That, you're only here. Then they probably gave them the real history of the land. Because all these people have been socially conditioned to believe that these people are animals. So it's a hell of a movie that could be made out of this. So they bring them into these tunnels, and then they show them their humanity. You heard that older woman come out. They fed us what they ate. And the whole time, these people have a chance to watch the bombs being dropped on Palestinians by their country. Even though their country knows that they're dead, they're being held as hostages. They get to watch on TV, sit back in those tunnels, and watch their own countries drop bomb on them. They get to listen and hear about things like the Hannibal Directive or whatever, which is, in Israel, if you get captured by Hamas, if an Israeli get captured by Hamas, or somebody from out of the country, somebody with status get captured, they will shoot that person that's captured. They'd rather kill that person than allow Hamas to take them. That's the Hannibal Directive. That's what Israel does to its own people. Google it. Look up Hannibal Directive. So after 15, 16 months of being there, this is an Israeli kissing the head of Hamas. The same people that Trump is telling you are sociopath, they this, they that. This is somebody that was locked up with them. When I walked out of prison, I didn't want to kiss none of them CEOs. I didn't want to kiss the police, the judges, the lawyers. I didn't want to kiss none of them because I knew I was being held illegally. I knew the judicial system was corrupt. I knew the pigs were corrupt. I knew the judge was corrupt, and they showed me when I entered that prison cell. So when I walked out of prison, I wasn't kissing and hugging nobody. I was cursing them out on my way out the door. But look at them. I believe this release, this is the Palestinians. That was the Palestinians being released. Yeah, it said this.
I have a question, Chairman.
What? Now this is a family. Now this is a family I believe in America that's watching their be released. Their family member be released. But go ahead. What's your question, real quick?
So the country of Palestine, according to powers that be, don't have a legit government, right? So they don't have like jails and prisons and stuff, right? Like if somebody from Israel came and violated, and they lock them up, they don't have like Israeli prisoners, right?
They can't lock up nobody from Israel.
So it's like, so Israel is releasing prisoners and they're releasing hostages.
Yeah.
Like, why do you have so many Palestinian prisoners?
Because they ethnically cleaning them, and they go through and just grab people and just lock them up. Oh, this is a family. This family is on what you call it. They're watching to see if their family member is going to be released.
Enough here to show you up, but you don't want to. You say you didn't.
Like, how can that not touch your soul? Now, when those people, you see that this is the genius. This right here is the genius of Hamas. When those prisoners come home that they release, they're coming home to tell their families their experience and what they learned in there and what they saw in there. Yo, this is fighting war on a whole different level. This is like 3-dimensional, 4-dimensional, 20-dimensional chess. While these paper tigers are just dropping bombs, destroying infrastructure, killing women and children, killing old people, young people. They don't care, men, women. It doesn't matter to them. They'll just annihilate and destroy everybody. What Miles said about them?
To build beachfront properties in Gaza.
They want to build beachfront. That's why they're doing it, for money. And Mao is saying it doesn't matter, yo, because the people are going to raise up against them. They're going to see the evil that they're doing. Look at their faces. Look at their faces. They released 369 Palestinians. These people that are coming out, these are not military people. These are normal citizens in Palestine that they just go in there, grab, and they lock up. I think that's the one that his family was watching on TV. He had a daughter. He didn't even know her name till he got home. That better be his daughter. Y'all better not be having to go on Maury.
I have a comment, Chairman.
What's up?
So, like you say, speaking to the genius of the Hamas and the Palestinian people, they're releasing people to the public, for the public to see. There are crowds, like that, showing that there's a community behind these people. Now, you just showed this man coming home to his family, like just the individualism of it. Where's your community? Where's your people? Like, that was just striking to me, the difference in how these people are coming home.
Right. These are the Palestinian prisoners. You don't see them kissing no IDF. You don't see no IDF bringing them. No, I think that's it. That's the videos for today. That's the videos for today. Nah, but this chapter was about paper tigers, man, like and who the paper tigers are. And these are the paper tigers. These people are the paper tigers. These people that you're so afraid of. We're afraid of their nuclear bombs, afraid of all of this thing. Yo, if they don't have the people behind them, they have nothing. And that's why our duty as organizers is to try to get the people, educate the people, and show them which way we should be going. You have to create a strategy. You have to have something in place for the people to see that you're doing. that makes sense. You got to have evidence, scientific evidence. You can't just be coming out here bumping your gums, saying whatever, and you expect people to follow you, or telling people to go vote and think people. People are tired of all of that. People are tired of voting. People are tired of putting their faith in these politicians that have shown them they don't care about them. What you trying to look for?
The big square. Click the square.
And I took it off again. They're going off again. Where did you go to click on it?
Just, press that.
Right there?
Yeah, press that. Click the square.
Nah, but that's the show for today. Anybody got something? Any hands up?
Don't stop yet.
All right. Why, you got something to say? Oh, okay. Well, what up? Hey, how you doing, Rodrigo?
I'm doing good, comrade.
Outstanding, yo, outstanding. Yo, if nobody has anything else, we're about to wrap it up, man. Like I said, I love coming here on Sundays, but just take this with you as you're leaving. Man, these people can be defeated. There's no quitting, yo. We can't defeat these people. The only thing is we have to be organized. That's the first step. The first step is us organizing ourselves. And organizing means going out into the community and working with the community. Yeah, you can't just go outside and go stand on the a crate or a box and you just keep yelling at people when they're walking by. Hey, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that. Nah, you got to become one with their families. You got to work with their children. You got to work with them. You got to show them through practice that you really do care about their needs, that you're struggling with them.
Chairman.
Yes, go ahead.
My brother, you were on the Catherine Davis show. Did you hear me do the follow-up behind you?
Hey, yo, see, you came late, baby. I already gave you your shout-out.
No, I gave out the number behind you. I don't
No.
remember.
No, I'm talking about today at the show right here. I was talking about you earlier. I heard you.
Okay, because I was stretching. I turned the show on a little late. Thank you, brother, but I had to look out for you. I said the brother dropped his grown folks talking badge. When you came
Hey, brother, I got to do a better job of promoting too, man, because I should have brought it up. I should have brought it up myself. When I heard you, I'm like,
yeah, Catherine will allow you to give out your number when you make a comment on her shows.
Nah, but good job, though. You came right behind me, and you knocked it out the park. Hey, yo, I know my camera was on this whole time, right? Hey, General Secretary, was my camera on the whole time?
No, it's on now, though.
It wasn't on before?
No, it was on during the whole show. Just when you stopped the sharing screen.
Okay. I got you.
And brother, last question. When the weather breaks, we be having some Black Panther T-shirts.
Oh, we got them already. They're already here. You see, yo, because I'm bad at this capitalism stuff. I don't know how to promote. Yo, we got the hoodies. We got the T-shirts. We got the baby clothes. We got everything that we got. Yo, anybody want them? You get in touch with the Secretary General. Yo, we have all that. You see the T-shirt she got on? The United Panther Movement T-shirt? We got those. I mean, we got a lot of stuff. But look, because my focus really, Brother Nas, is like utilizing the space to try to get the people to come out for us to work together. I be forgetting to talk about the merch and all that stuff we have, man. I mean, because I just wanted people to get this information. But, yo, you good. You must have worked.
I'll reach out to you for the I'll reach out for you the T-shirts, bro. No problem.
LP, how much is the T-shirts?
They're $30, I believe.
Nah, I think 20.
So the kids hoodies are 20.
Yeah, I think they're like $20. Word up. Yo, you about to get fired, Secretary.
No, the kids hoodies are 20. The kids shirts are $10. The adult hoodies are 40. Yeah, and the adult shirts are 20.
Yeah, well, something like that. But we'll work out and put it out there. But brother, now, like you did business?
Yeah.
Yeah, you real good.
No problem, brother. I'm gonna make sure I get a couple of T-shirts from you guys.
All power to the people.
When you give the outside events locally, let me know. And be safe. When you mentioned something about going to Africa, so gotta be safe because they didn't have 4 crashes because Trump said he's trying to hire the brightest. What he meant was the whitest. So Yeah, so going forward, brother, I got you on some shirts, no problem. In fact, I'm gonna see if some of my grown folks, because we're gonna put out some grown folks T-shirts too, but we're gonna mix and match. So
all power to the people.
Appreciate you. Thank you, brother.
Yeah, and something else. What was I thinking about? I wanted to mention something else too. Yeah, I asked her to come through for her to like I wanted to have those meetings where we get to speak to the community face to face and talk to them about the next step that we should be taking, because all of that is part of organizing. I mean, so I want you to be involved with that process, because I want to bring probably like 3-4 people. She said she was willing to come. But Brother Nas, I want you to be part of that process of bringing them. We bringing them to grown folks talking. That's what we bringing them to.
And just to say real quick, I know you're familiar with Lisa Davis. We went to her court case up in South Orange, Maplewood, where they're trying to slap her with a fine because she was part of that protest up in South Orange, and the cop was the one who filed charges against her. She was the plaintiff, but then the cop went, and we had Pop there, Sister Ingrid, and they got to bring her back for part 2 because they were trying to say she passed the sound ordinance with a bullhorn, and she wasn't the only one with a bullhorn. She was the only melanated sister out there amongst a whole bunch of other unmelanated people. So they picked her out of the crowd, the officer, and of course they had one white cop, one black cop. So going forward, we got to support the sister, and they got part 2 coming up. She didn't get a court date yet, but we were there this past Friday to represent and show love for our sister. About a good 20 of us there, Deshaun Farad and other people. So I'll let you guys know more about it as it goes forward. Maybe you can have Lisa Davis on your show because she worked with Brother Molly with the Uhuru.
With the Uhuru. Yeah, we know the sister. Yeah, I was gonna say when her next court date, let us know so we'll try to push it out there to the people. And if we not doing something, like I'll see no problem with us showing up. All power to the people. But we know Sister Davis. I mean, and Uhuru too. Uhuru had a victory too in their case. I think I spoke about it when they first happened. But yeah, all power to the people. All power to Uhuru. But go ahead,
Chairman Afrikan, when were you on the show? I want to pull that up. What date was that?
Oh, it was. Hold up.
If you can't have general patients to send me that date, I want to listen to the program, definitely.
You're right. I got you.
Yeah. Okay, great. Awesome show. You heard about those, I think it was about 70 Christians that was beheaded in the Congo. Did you hear about that?
See what I'm talking about? You see,
I'm telling you. It's Yeah.
I need. Where do you get? Do you have any source where you get your African news from?
Yeah, I get it from Newsbrief. Yeah, Newsbrief. I'm always getting things coming over the thread like that. I mean, it was a whole. You know what? I'm going to send you the tape. Because they were talking about it, and I want your take on it. I can't upload or anything right now. I would have liked to have played the tape, but anyway, I'll send it to you. No worries, okay? Because I want to know what you think about it.
Yeah, I'm going to check it out. And when you get links, you get anything, just pass it through.
You got it. Got it.
Next time. Make some all power to the people. I live.
All right.
I die for the people.
That's for everybody because we're always looking from other news sources because in America, things are very limited here. But and we're getting tired of showing the same people all the time. So if anybody got some new news sources, social media, anything, please send it our way. Thank you so much.
You got it, definitely.
Go ahead, Patience.
Well, that's the end of the show. Again, we're still running our after-school program. We need support there. We're still running our free food program, housing program. We are still in the community. If you want to support us, connect with me. We have merch to sell. We have stuff for the kids. We have stuff for adults. We really need to sell this merch because we really need the money to support our programs. Or you can donate to us. Again, contact me. We got Cash App, we got Venmo, we got Zelle. Thank you so much for joining us this Sunday and every Sunday. And until next Sunday, all power to all the people.